What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Digital Dive-In, the proper gaming talk show. We are your hosts, Saiyanzology, fair enough, and J-Dubs. Also known as Saying Guy Kush.
Give me the fupa.
Stop. We can't see your name, so stop. This man already trying to, oh my God. Anyways, no, how you guys doing? It's been a minute. Do we even have... We did have a video last week. I totally forgot. It's been a week. It's been a long week, guys.
It really has. You know it's a long week when I'm drinking beer on a Tuesday and continually doing that all the way through the rest of the week.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's not fun. No, it has been kind of a long week. It's been hot, and we've just been living with that. But we're here. We're going to be giving you a video and just, ranting, not even ranting about some stuff. We're actually kind of excited about today's topic because it's actually a game that we talked about a couple months ago. So this is sort of a tie-in video to that. I'll link to that video in the description below so you can, be on the lookout for that one. But before, it was just a rumor. We had no idea what was happening. Now it's confirmed. And yes, we're talking about EA making a Black Panther game. And I'm very laggy. I apologize. I don't know why. What's going on?
I don't know how to feel about this game. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very...
Honestly, I would rather have a Daredevil game before I had a Black Panther game. If we're talking about melee combat heavy characters, I would definitely rather have a Daredevil game over a Black Panther game. Just because I feel like Daredevil is the easiest thing to do because you already have a template with Batman, brooding superhero, very dark. Of course, it's going to have its own turmoil, but like that's
sure.
I want with this game. It's just like I don't know what kind of tone I want the game to be. I don't know what kind of plot I want it to have. I don't know what characters I would want to see. Like I just really don't. Like I would want it to be its own standalone game, but having some Marvel cameos would be nice. But
yeah,
I really don't know, man.
No, I agree. And kind of the same vibe. I mean, like, I love Black Panther. He's in no way one of my favorite characters, but he's still a character that I enjoy, seeing. Like, I love both movies, the MCU movies, the first one with Killmonger and the second one with Shuri. Wakanda Forever had its issues, but it was still really good. But it was never like a game that I was like, oh my God, I want this character. In my opinion, this game, I feel like, is going to play very similarly to the Batman Arkham series because it's a very similar character combat-wise, style-wise. He's just way more techie than Batman is. And Batman is already pretty techie. But Black Panther is like the new age Black Panther is a very technical-focused superhero, at least in the MCU. I don't know how he was in the Marvel's Avengers game. I think he was pretty much the same kind of vibe as the MCU Black Panther.
But I mean, OG Black Panther we know has super serum, which is fine. But really, it really wasn't. Yeah. He was more on the Predator side.
Exactly. He's more in line with someone like Kraven.
Yeah. Basically,
but now he's way more technical focused. He doesn't have as much of that Prowler type of vibe thing going on. Kind of. At least not in the MCU. I don't know how, like I said, I don't know what we're going to get with this game. I hope we kind of get a blend with like the OG, Black Panther of like him stalking his enemies and shit like that in like the forests of Wakanda, along with like, doing techie stuff alongside.
Give me suits as well, because
my God, yeah, no, that was on my list. So anyways, before we get any further, let me just tell you guys, this video is literally going to be us going through what we want out of the Black Panther game. So, yeah, we're just going to be talking about that today because they didn't really give us too much information. We have a couple quotes from the game so we can kind of assume what the game is going to be like, what the style of the game, vibe of the game is going to be like, but we don't have any, solid deets about the game. So this is just us talking about what we want out of this game. Fair? Yeah, cool. But one of my things, like you said, was suits. If it's a Marvel game, it's got to have killer suits. like similar to what Marvel Spider-Man had, because they killed it with the suits.
If it's a superhero game, they have to have killer suits. All superhero games now have to have killer suits. There's
pretty much. Like I like what they did with Marvel Spider-Man, with like giving us stylizations of the suits, but also giving us like the Into the Spider-Verse suits that look like something from that universe, something like that. I kind of hope we get stuff like that in this game. I'm not sure. I really don't know. I feel like we're going to get more like realistic suits because before I jump into it, this game is being published by EA, but made by Cliffhanger, who worked some of the talent leaders in that is pretty much a fairly new gaming AAA gaming dev. But some of the guys in this company also worked on games like Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, along with veterans from top franchises like Halo Infinite, God of War, and Call of Duty, and a bunch of others. So, just going off of Shadow of Mordor, the outfits that they had in that game were lit. Like, they were really, really cool. I liked that a lot. So, I kind of hope we get some like realistic vibe suits for this game. Like, they're stylized to the world they're in, similar to what they did with Arkham Knight, right? Like they gave us the Batman Beyond suit, but they made it like the Arkham style Batman Beyond suit.
Second game they gave us OG Batman Beyond suit.
Yeah, they just gave us like,
which I actually like that one better. I like the OG one better than the fucking 2059 one, just because it's the OG bat suit.
It was cool. It was dope. Like I love the OG suit. Like it was such an iconic suit. But I also like the fact that they put in the time and effort to make an Arkham style Batman Beyond suit, because that suit was lit. And it was. If you had that suit preloaded in the initial cutscene, that suit, he actually puts on that suit, and it moves the suit moves like it does in the cutscene. It looks really freaking good. They did such a good job with it. So I like that. That's the kind of like detail oriented shit that I want to see in this Black Panther game. That's where I'm going with that.
Absolutely. I also do want to get into the fact that it's the EA. Let's make a list of things that we hate that we know are going to be in the game.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, right? This is not an EA original game. This is an EA published game, which means it's not going to have as much bullshit. Like, I almost akin this to something similar to Jedi Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor, right? Where it's mostly the dev that has control, mostly the dev that's making a lot of this, a lot of the decisions, and then EA publishes it because they've had really, really good luck with that in the past. However, we might see some EA bullshit like we did with Jedi Survivor in the form of the de novo anti-cheat bullshit, random whatever.
There's definitely going to be microtransactions. Probably.
I don't know. I don't think we will. We didn't get any for Jedi Survivor. There were none.
Deluxe edition stuff, but
well, that's different. Like every single game has a deluxe edition stuff, and we talked about it in the last week's video. Highly recommend you go check that one out. But we haven't seen like microtransactions and bullshit like that in a single player game from EA for a while, and I appreciate that a lot. It seems like they're finally listening to their fans and not being greedy assholes about that. It's true because we haven't seen it for Shadow of War or Shadow of Mordor. We haven't seen it for either of the Jedi games.
I feel like there was a serious amount of microtransactions in Shadow of War, and that's why a lot of people didn't like it at first.
They might have had a story. I forget. I know Shadow of... Shadow of War had the microtransactions. Shadow of Mordor did not.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they did do that for Shadow of War, and that was weird. I never even touched it. I didn't even bother with it. But two Jedi games, they didn't have anything going on there. So
no game is safe from EA bullshit. They might say, "Oh, let's keep this franchise here. Oh, let's milk this franchise here." Like, I can't say that they will. I can't say that they won't have it. So sure. I'm just gonna assume that they will have it because it's EA.
True. It's always best to assume the worst so you don't get let down.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I would say that they might push it out when it's unfinished. I could see this being an unfinished product.
I
And,
don't know.
You know, Jedi Survivor. Hello.
Jedi Survivor was not unfinished.
I mean, as far as performance goes, yes, it was.
The game performed badly. They had the same performance issues as Jedi Fallen Order, and that's because of the anti-cheat that was included in the code. That's the reason it performed badly. Not because it was an unfinished product, but because they included that whole bit that kills performance. So,
like I said, they haven't learned the lesson with that, so I can expect a badly performing game.
I won't argue with you about its performance. That's a wait and see thing. It might perform badly. It might perform okay. Who knows? But I doubt they're going to release an unfinished game because I feel like they learned their lesson after Anthem. Hopefully, because Jedi Survivor was a completely finished game. Shadow of War was a completely finished game. So
2023 was not finished.
What are you talking about?
Madden 2023?
Oh, fuck Madden 2023.
They release unfinished games all the time. So
Fair,
I can expect that. What else can I expect? I can expect a dumbass deluxe edition that people are probably going to buy anyway.
Oh yeah, no, we're going to get a crazy deluxe edition. Probably going to come preloaded with a bunch of suits. And like I said in the last video, if it has some exclusive shit for pre-order, like exclusive side missions or whatnot, then I'll probably pick it up. Honestly, I might pick it up anyways because it's my first Black Panther game, and I know those suits are going to be off the hook.
I'm sure it's going to be everybody's first Black Panther game.
Well, I mean,
or most people's.
You know what I mean though. Like it's going to be a brand new Marvel game. And, like, I probably won't pick up the deluxe edition for Spider-Man 2 because I don't give a shit about those suits. Those suits look like booty. But I did for the first game. I picked up the deluxe edition for the first game because that's my first big Spider-Man game. Big AAA, single-player, epic, story-driven Spider-Man game. That was more realistic in terms of, like,
all the time.
What?
They release those all the time.
All the other games were more cartoony games, or they were movie-based games.
Shadow Dimensions.
Shadow Dimensions was a very cartoony game.
It
was a very cartoony game. Web of Shadows, very cartoony. Shadow Dimensions, Edge of Time, all those were like cartoon animated Spider-Man games. This is the first when I say like realistic, I'm talking like we've had like animated Batman games before. Arkham was the first realistic Batman game. This is the first realistic Spider-Man game. This is going to be the first realistic Black Panther game.
My Batman was literally darting across the room in 5 seconds like he was the Flash.
But it was still like I'm talking about in terms of graphics, my guy. Graphics and story and all that. It was a very realistic Batman game. But yeah, no, the combat was wild and crazy for Batman Arkham. And that was kind of like the comical bit of it. He was like boing, 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 boing. Like, jeez.
The comment doesn't stand really much, but we can talk about that later.
I guess. I mean, no, but like to be fair, while we're on that topic, combat is a big must for me. Like this combat better be lit. We kind of talked about it already when we were talking about, how we want or how I want it to be like a blend between his technical prowess and his like stealth capabilities, because he's a very stealth focused superhero. So I really hope we get that
he's a hunter
in this game. Yeah, exactly. I really hope we get that in this game. I almost want this game to be a stealth game.
It's not Marvel's Avengers.
Well, yeah.
That's the only thing I want. Just as long as it doesn't play like Marvel's Avengers or anything like that, I'm okay. I just need it to be. I just need to have a dark, gritty tone. I just need it to, I don't know. It's very weird because it could do well in both facets of more lighthearted. I
don't think we're gonna get lighthearted at all.
I think people want something brutal. They want something grounded, and I do agree with that. If they make it something where it's just like they show his turmoil as a king. Also, and a protector, and a father, and if they show all these different facets and how complex he can be as a person, as a man, as a character, I think that would do really well. Not necessarily making the pleasure of the game more focused on combat, but just like
Sure.
having it, kind of spill into having the story spill into the combat,
Yeah.
and giving a reason why it's so brutal.
So
I would like an original story just so it can
yeah.
flourish and become its own beast and do its own thing.
I hope we do. I hope we do get an original story like that. And speaking on that topic, exactly, both of your points right there. Just going to do a quick quote from Kevin Stevens over at Monolith Productions. He said, "We are dedicated to delivering fans a definitive and authentic Black Panther experience, giving them more agency and control over their narrative than they've ever experienced in a story-driven game before. Wakanda is a rich superhero sandbox, and our mission is to develop an epic world for players who love Black Panther and want to explore the world of Wakanda as much as we do." So, just from that one quote alone, I am really hoping for some dialogue choices, choices that change how the story unfolds, stuff like that. Like, I want a changing Wakanda that kind of gives you, kind of leans in what you said to the political aspect of his reign as king. Like, if he makes certain political choices, that's reflected in the world, whereas other people might make other choices and their world is different a little bit, slightly, or their stories just unfolds differently, along with, a very vast open world Wakanda. Like, I hope we get that. I really, really hope we get that. That would be lit.
That sentence sounded like a bunch of bullshit.
What sentence sounds like a bunch of bullshit? I mean, yeah, it's a lot of buzzwords. It is a lot of buzzwords, right? But I mean,
Are you gonna give me Mass Effect agency? No, probably not. So, what are you talking about really here? Starfield's not even giving me Mass Effect agency, and it's Starfield, supposedly the greatest RPG of all time.
Supposedly, Starfield is gonna give us Mass Effect level shit. Uh-oh, you froze. There it goes. Supposedly it is. So, fucking hopefully, as long as they do it better than Cyberpunk did, all right? That's all I'm hoping for, is that they do choices and world building better than Cyberpunk did, because Cyberpunk choices
did the same thing.
Basically did nothing, and that was rough.
They're like, yo, man, you're going to be able to do so much stuff. And
so many games have talked about giving players so much freedom and their choices having so much weight on the world, but they almost never deliver. The only game that has ever truly delivered on that was Mass Effect and Fallout. That was it. And not even Fallout 4. Fallout 3 and New Vegas, for sure. But, those games were the only ones to really do that whole weight of choices well. And it sucks. We need more of those games. Because those games are lit. I love that one choice can have drastic changes, and you don't know how it's going to play out until it does, and you're like, fuck.
They did that with 3 games.
Yeah, they did it with 3 games. Andromeda. Sorry. Another game that did that really, really well was Dying Light 2. Dying Light 2 did that incredibly well. You did not know what was going to happen if you made a choice, and I got screwed with one of my choices. I got fucked, and I was so mad. I came to you. I was mad as hell. I was ranting. I did a paragraph. I'm like, I am so pissed. This motherfucker died. I was so upset.
Also, Detroit Become Human was also.
Oh well, no shit. I don't count those games because that's literally the only mechanic those games are built around. That is their only thing. When a game adds in that mechanic along with the combat and world building and everything else, that's when it's impressive. The Telltale games, oh my god, what's the name of the Heavy Rain developer? I forget, but the same guys who did Detroit Become Human, they literally make all their games like that. That's their sole mechanic. So
Quantic Dream.
Quantic Dream, thank you. That's their sole mechanic. So I don't really count that as in that same realm. Because they're literal experts at that, because that's all they do. So,
makes sense. That's a fair thing to say.
But yes, like that.
No, yeah, I just when it comes to superhero games, I find that we still have not had a game that had as much like Spider-Man Overshadows did an adamant job of
so did Shattered Dimensions, so did Edge of Time. All those games did really well with like the choices and the different things that you could do. None of them were like super deep into it, but they still did a really good job. So I appreciate it.
With superhero games, we really haven't had a lot of agency in the story
at all.
So it will be interesting to see if they could pull this off. Once again, like you said, these are just buzzwords. I'm really tired of hearing buzzwords. Like that seems like that's all marketing is these days.
If they were gonna give us a game that gave us that level of agency, Black Panther would make sense because he is the ruler of his own political ecosystem. So choices actually mean something in that world. Whereas Spider-Man, not really. It's Spider-Man. You all know what he's gonna do. Black Panther is almost to the level of anti-hero because he's also a political figure. So everything he does has weight to it, added weight to it.
Depending on the story of Spider-Man, what kind of Spider-Man you're talking about, he can be pretty unpredictable.
I mean, sure, yeah, but I mean, it's not like he has a whole lot of influence in the overarching world, whereas Black Panther has insane influence in his world.
Yeah,
natural influence. Spider-Man has influence over like his own villains and stuff. Like you can make a different choice, and the outcome is a new villain, or a new hero, and those are the two options. Like,
or the city being destroyed and everybody getting mutilated.
Yeah,
my man's got heavy options.
Kind of.
My man's got heavy options all the time.
He doesn't really have heavy options. He has the option of stop the villain or don't stop the villain. Those are his options.
Yeah, you know what? And remember that option where he didn't do anything and it killed his Uncle Ben, and now he's the person that has his whole life that's centered around it?
Fair. Now, if we're going to get a game with like choice, like free choice agency, give us a Into the Spider-Verse game. Because that's going to have some implications. If you've seen Across the Spider-Verse, you know what I'm talking about.
Give me a remake. Give me a remake of give me a reboot of Spider-Man 1 Tobey Maguire with choices, so I can tell the man, hey, I think I missed the part. Well, that's my problem.
That's your sole dialogue option. Have you seen that video? Where it's like it's cut and like every single dialogue for Toby is just, I missed the part where that's my problem. Throughout every single scene, I'm like, this is amazing. He's like, your rent is due. I missed the part where that's my problem. I love that mix. Oh my god, that edit is pure gold. It's up there with the Pizza Time mix. The Pizza Time edit's so good. Like every other word out of Peter's mouth is Pizza Time. Oh my god, it's gold. It's absolute gold, and I adore it. So but either way,
I definitely hope that we won't be as lucky to get a mature level game, probably like Logan was going to be. But
I doubt it's going to be that graphic, that heavy. I hope it's more in line where we have some like superhero stuff from like Spider-Man mixed in with like realistic Splinter Cell level stealth. Like, that would be lit. That would be amazing. But, like, mixing with, like, Assassin's Creed, where he's, like, up in the trees and stalking his prey and shit. Yeah. That would be lit. But give him, like, Spider-Man level combat, right? Because this guy kind of goes all over the place.
Hey, that would be a good mix.
Right, that would be great.
No, at this point, I can't be hype or not hype. We probably won't see anything from this game for, like, years, so like I'm pretty neutral right now. But guys, what do you think? Do you want Black Panther to be more stealthy? Do you want it to be all action? Do you want some political stuff? Like, are you excited to hear that they're trying to give us more agency, or more than what we've had?
Are you super skeptical?
I'm on the skeptical side. Yeah. He's a little bit more excited, which I can understand 100%.
Yeah, I mean, can you blame me?
Yeah, I mean, just let me know your guys' opinions. I'm still waiting on my Flash game. Shout out Wonder Woman. I know that's coming. Hello. And
Wonder Woman's still out there. What happened? My God, I forgot about that. We got the freaking drop a year ago, 2 years ago, and nothing since, which is fine. Sit there, work on the game, chill, you're good. But
Game Awards 2021, yes sir.
Yeah, right, seriously. But yeah, guys, let us know all your thoughts about this newly confirmed Black Panther game developed by Cliffhangers, published by EA. We're excited to hear your thoughts and what you think about this. Let us all know all your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, like I said, check out last week's video. It's a really, really good conversation. We that not a lot of people are really talking about. So highly recommend checking it out. We'll, again, link it in the comments below or description below. But guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Hit that bell so you're notified whenever these videos go live. Sorry we did not stream on Facebook this time. Facebook is being weird. I can't get on it. It keeps on saying, sorry, we can't, we're trying to fix stuff. So I don't know if it's down or what, but I apologize. But yeah. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. Jules, thanks for hopping on. Stay tuned next week for another Proper Game Talk Show. Of course, these videos are also going to be up on Spotify. Exclusive video episodes on Spotify as well, so stay tuned for those. Well, not stay tuned. They're up every Monday. Go check them out. They're unedited, so you get the unedited awesomeness of our bullshit. If you really care about seeing the bloopers and everything in between. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay excellent. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.